home of the longest continuous burning fire in the continental United States, heck, maybe anywhere in the world, the land of the dirt roads, yes, I said it, the not-so-lovely Aaron, out in Silver Springs, Nevada. Hey, Aaron, what's up?
Hey, we have no dirt out here, it's sand. We have sand roads that are unmaintained.
Oh, okay.
And those are the signs that Lyon County puts up. I have nothing to do with it. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, regardless of what is going on out there in the marijuana industry, it is illegal to mail marijuana. Post office and various shipping agencies are reporting an increase, a huge spike in pot-laden packages, is what they're saying. Keep that in mind, folks. You can go to prison for it, so something you want. Hey, somebody said something to me yesterday about the bikini thing and all the males on America Matters and AM News.
Yeah.
Googling the bikinis, and I had to clarify something for them. I said, look, let's be, right about this. We are very respectful in our viewing of women in bikinis. And the gal says, well, wait a minute. Women in bikinis are always naked. They're 90% naked. And I said, yes, you're right, they are. But we don't look at the naked parts. We only look at the covered parts. We do it very respectful. So just for all the ladies out there, we're not looking at your naked stuff. We only look at the covered parts.
Yeah.
San Diego saying the killer whales are going to stop the show.
Yep.
Killer whales live in the ocean, not a swimming pool. Very good move. You got to go. And hey, Lennon's guitar going for $2-point-some-odd million. I would have loved that as a Christmas gift. I guess Santa's not in my stocking this year.
But the SeaWorld's going to start a new whale habitat, though, in 2017.
As long as they keep them in the ocean. That's where they live. I mean, let's be real. The animal's 15,000, 20,000 tons, for crying out loud. Those are big, huge animals. They're not like a horse you can build a stable for. These are animals that live in billion square mile areas, not a 450,000 square foot swimming pool, if you will. The shows are enjoyable. They really are, and they do a lot with the kids and stuff like that. But the reality is that is an animal that belongs in its natural habitat. That's not an animal that belongs confined within walls and stuff like that. It's just too big an animal. You can't properly care for them in a swimming pool condition. Is what the big issue is.
And it's a highly intelligent animal, too. Very social.
Oh, boy, howdy. Are they ever.
And I think they know that they're in captivity. I truly think they do.
I think they're smart enough to know that.
I think you're right, Dennis. I don't think they think that this is just another living situation. They understand a lot more than we give them credit for. That's my belief, and I've always thought like that. I got a question for Paul Ryan, since he's the new Speaker of the House.
I'll make sure he gets the message.
Yes, will you stop wasting our tax dollars debating legislation that the American people do not want?
And
I don't understand it.
That answer would be no.
I probably.
Yeah.
Hey, has anybody heard of this young man, Zach Landsberg?
Never.
What did he do?
Zach Landsberg he admitted, I have some initial contact going on, and I'm trying to get an interview with him. He has developed a country called the Republic of Zakistan, right over the Nevada border in the state of Utah.
Yeah, heard of him.
Now, what this kid done, and he admitted this is a futile exercise, but nonetheless an exercise that I can gain knowledge from. He actually has a State Department. He issues passports, visas. He doesn't. There's a little fee for him, but he is willing to negotiate for various items. So I sent him a thing. Some of the wind chimes we build. Maybe I can become a citizen of Zakistan and get me a visa to go over there and visit and give him a wind chime that we do. We do these custom wind chimes here. And let's talk a little baseball for just a minute here. Ken Griffey Jr., probably the only person to come out of that area that was not tainted with the steroid issue. I think he's going to be a first-time electee to the Hall of Fame, and I really hope so. He had a great career. He killed us every time he played against us. And what a remarkable person. I mean, the pedigree he had, unbelievable.
Well, I have a baseball question for you, Aaron. What do David Price, Jason Hayward, Zach Greinke, Justin Upton, Jordan Zimmerman, and Giannis Cespedes have in common?
They were all with the Oakland A's at one time.
Well, and they're also all free agents as of now.
All free agents, and if I'm not mistaken, unlike Oakland, they were all in the playoffs this year.
All champions, yep.
Yes, yes.
All in the playoffs.
Well, Detroit could buy a team now.
One of the guys that has not been elected to the Hall of Fame, Mike Piazza, and I really think he's Hall of Fame worthy.
Yeah.
Many people don't know his tutelage. He is our generation's last connection to Roy Campanella. Roy Campanella was his teacher. That's the last player that Campanella pushed out into the big leagues. That's our last connection to Brooklyn Dodgers, if you will. He was never really the best catcher, but boy, could he block a plate and could he hit the ball for you. And he did a pretty good job as a backstop, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't the greatest defensive catcher, but the one thing that Roy taught him was how to get in front of that plate and stay there, and he did a pretty good job about that.
And sadly, you couldn't do that in this day and age.
That is what's transpired in baseball kills me, because the public persona and perception, and of course the media people, they've kind of taken baseball out of baseball. And what I'm referring to is one of the issues in the playoffs. One of the pitchers brushed the guy back. That's baseball, ladies and gentlemen. That's part of the game. You leave it on the field. You don't take it to the locker room. That was how the game was played. And I'm sorry, Willie Mays will be the first one to tell you, I dug in against Bob Gibson one time and I never did it again.
Mm-hmm.
He's not ashamed to say that either. That's part of the game. The first time, I don't know if anybody can catch a replay of that, but the first time Willie Mays kicked that back foot in and to dig in, Gibson put one under his chin and knocked him right out of the box. And but that's the way the game is played. That's the way I grew up playing the game. And if a guy, he didn't throw at you, he threw inside to move you off the plate.
Well,
there's a difference between throwing at someone's head and moving somebody off the plate. And every time somebody moves somebody off the plate, they get accused of throwing at somebody.
Well, that's the move off, and the move off is chest level inside, high and inside chest level, not at the head.
Yeah.
There's a difference between head hunting and moving someone back.
Yeah, boy, howdy.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a couple other people with Mike Piazza, Jeff Bagwell, Tim Raines, and Kurt Schilling. I believe they're all deserving of Hall, especially Bagwell. What he did down there for the Astros, unbelievable. But and of course, Tim Raines kind of set the table for Ricky Henderson and was displaced by Henderson. But those guys there, they deserve it. And unfortunately, one of the guys that I've always been bummed about was Big Mac, Mark McGwire. He came up as a rookie. He was a string bean. But this kid hit 49 home runs his rookie year before he started doing the android or whatever that stuff was that he was doing. And the bad part about that was the supplement that he was using was not a banned supplement at the time. So he really wasn't doing a steroid issue, but what he was doing was questionable, and they kind of hid it, and they didn't come out and talk about it right away. I think had he talked about it initially versus, I'm not, let's be quiet about this on the advice and stuff like that, he probably would have made the Hall of Fame. He handled that whole situation a lot different than everybody else did. He didn't get upset and, crazy about it. He just said, hey, look, I'm not here to talk about that. Mm-hmm. And consequently, he's been put in a bad light because of it, but he wasn't doing like some of these other athletes were doing in baseball and going to a doctor and having something scientifically made for his body like some of the other people have done, most notably Barry Bonds. And I think that's going to hurt their career.
And the entire Russian Olympic team. So Yeah.
You know, that has
Yeah.
just popped up again, yes, and I think we've known that for a long time. We saw women in gymnastics with mustaches back in the 80s.
Oh, you betcha we did.
Yeah, and including
You know,
these
so
Sharons.
that,
Well, Aaron,
Yeah.
we're down to about a minute here, coming up against the top of the hour. How can we get a hold of you out there at Alladay LLC?
hey, you know, we had 2 inches of snow last night. It's already started melting off. It's going to be a great day out here. 775-230-9915. You need ski information, folks. HamiltonSkiline.com. It's going to be a gorgeous day out here today. Let's all have a great time. Travel safe, ladies and gentlemen.
And thank you. You too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, be safe out there. If you're driving, if you're listening to us on the car radio right now, pay attention to the road. Certain areas it's going to be really slick, but it's really mushy and slushy everywhere else. Bad, though. Bad. Does anyone care that the Bears beat the Chargers last night?